Alrighty fellas, I got a couple cool things from FCP today that helped me get my car back on track. So I was having this issue for past couple months, but I was so busy, I just didn't have time to mess with it. So what was going on, what I was having is I was having the codes as seen in the description. It's pretty much a code for the charge temperature sensor. As soon as I turn the car on, my X5M, the car will throw a drivetrain malfunction message and be in a limited power. So I turned the car off and I turned it back on, and it would run okay, but I could feel the car is pulling power. So I just got those sensors from the FCP Euro. I think they're like $60 each, and it's made in Germany. I think that would be probably the part number is made in Germany type of deal. So I got my sensors replaced. So what I done is, here's the sensor right there. It's pretty much one T30 on the side, and another T30 right there. You can actually see it. So what I used actually helped me. This would not clear the standard deal, so I got this Husky. Well, no, never mind. It's my old one, the one I broke. Where's the other one that I used? Oh no, this is correct. That's it. I got it from Home Depot. It's a Husky range. So I just used the bit, T30 bit, and it gave me access to this bolt right there. Otherwise, you're gonna be prying the wrench. It goes against the frame. On this side, the sensor is obviously mirrored in the opposite, and you can see it right there. I'm showing it right there. There's the sensor, and this one's actually easier to get to. Let's set the sensor is right there. Okay, so this is easy to get to. So what I done is I got the intake out the way, just a couple quarter millimeter bolts on those hose clamps, undid the both mass airflow sensor plugs, lifted the whole intake out the way, and then I removed this cross member. I'm actually going back in with it right now. So it's a couple 13 millimeter bolts here and there. This is out the way. Pretty much just slide it to the side, clear the coolant hose right there, the expansion tank hose, and you're out the way, and unsnap this hood latch cable and the I guess it's a fan wire or whatever the wire goes to it. So you unsnap that. Okay, let me change the okay, so you pretty much slide this out the way, and it will give you pretty clear access to this sensor. The other side is not bad. It's just this sensor here is the one that was kind of, but again, the job itself is fairly easy. So I just cranked the car up a couple times. I ran the codes. I read the codes. I cleared the codes, read the codes. So my DeWalt light is going out. And by the way, this is DeWalt light, man. It's a lifesaver. That's badass light right there. Love it. So anyway, so I'm going back in with this. I'm going to take this car for a test drive, but so far no codes. We will see what happens. It's going to be the actual codes that I was getting is going to be in the description. This is for the S63 and possibly for the N63 engines as well. So I'll show you the location of those map sensors, which is the pre-throttle body. There's two more manifold air pressure sensors on top of the manifolds all the way down. They are visible from top, but you just got to dig in a little bit. But I think in my case that would be it. I didn't see any visual damage to the wiring, so hopefully that's going to be it. Hopefully I'll get my X5 back on track. I'll report back shortly. Yep, I know, buddy, I know. So the car is put together. I got the intake back on. Everything's connected. Again, I had it crank, started just a minute ago. Zero codes. By now I would have gotten a code already. There's three codes, like I said. It's going to be in the description for the charge temperature, and two following consecutive codes to drop the boost. Okay, so anyway, what I was going to mention is this is the old sensors. You will see it got BMW stamp and 3.5 bar, I guess. The new sensors, this is made by Continental. When did I see it? There it is right there in the middle. It says Continental. Okay, so Continental, I guess they issued updated sensors because they look identical to this. Very minor difference right here in this area. All the BMW lettering is shaved off, but it still got the part numbers and whatnot. And the main thing is I guess they are updated. So this is the old sensor. The only issue I see you might have to replace in this is, and again, it's very easy to deal with, is this this rubber seal. It's kind of hard to push it in when you're working like this, just with 2 fingers. So what I suggest is do some hot tour with something on this rubber seal, and I think it's gonna work just fine for you. What I use is I pretty much use a rubber conditioner on my fingers. Do not spray anything around here, just not to damage the element on the inside. It appears to be similar to mass airflow, but probably not as sensitive, the element inside, but still, you don't want to spray anything on it, but just the air that comes through the intake. So anyway, just spit on that thing, and I think it should be good. I'm gonna take this for a test drive. I'll report back. Again, here is the part numbers. I got it from FCP. This was like $60 a piece, and that's it. We should be good to go, and wish me luck. So we are back. Unfortunately, I misdiagnosed the issue. It was the sensor, not pre-throttle body, but it was the actual map sensor on top of the intake on the bank 2, which is going to be the driver's side bank. So the sensor are different compared to the one, they got different part number. So here is going to be a part number. I got original sensor because I don't play about this, and this is, I mean, it's pretty tough to get to. I'm gonna show you what it takes to get to that sensor on top of the manifold. I do believe the sensor on the bank 1 is gonna be easier to get to. I'm gonna replace it as well as a precaution. I got it coming from FCP. Sensors made by Continental company, so I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty much the same sensor. So long story short, what we're looking at is we need to get to that sensor on top of the bank 1 intake manifold. So to do so, I loosened this expansion tank, coolant expansion tank. I loosened the this power steering reservoir, which is going to be, you know, a couple tins, and for this thing it's going to be also a couple tins, one at the bottom, I think. And I got them up by a bungee cord, but I kind of got it sitting on top of this positive connection also. I mean, there's barely any weight, so it doesn't do anything. So here we are. I'm gonna change the angle, and I'm gonna jack the car up a little bit so you can actually see what it takes to remove that sensor. Give me just a few minutes. I'm gonna bring me light. I'm gonna jack the car up, and we'll be good. Okay, so I don't have no means to test the this sensor, the factory sensor. That's the old sensor we're looking at. You can see some oxidation on the prongs. I don't know if this has to do anything, if this is like at all related to the issue. But this is the new one. It doesn't have anything. It's clean prongs. So yes, I'll try to show you up close. Yes, you see, got some stuff out there. Again, I don't know if it's related or not. I hope it is. But this was faulty. It was, as soon as the car starts up, it would show. It will throw a drivetrain malfunction message and show that the temps are the charge temps are like 3-4 times higher than the actual ambient temps, which is impossible. The car been sitting overnight. So anyway, so this is where we at with this thing, and here is the location for the sensor. I remove a lot of extra stuff because I didn't know how to get to it, but now I will show you where I'm at with this deal right quick. Let's see, get my light hanging in there. Okay, so the sensor is located, it's hard to show. Okay, but anyway, one sec, I'll get it up. Here's the hole in the intake where the sensor sits. You see the bolt at the bottom, bolt on top, and the actual sensor. Here's the plug to the sensor. So what you got to do is pretty much you got to remove the splash shield, the front section. You can do the wheel, turn it all the way out so you don't have to remove the wheel. It's probably easier to remove it, but you don't have to. It's gonna be a bunch of aids, bunch of clips. Just, you know, it's pretty easy to remove this the splash shield here at the cover. Then what you're gonna do is, as I mentioned before, from above, move the expansion tank as well as the power steering reservoir up, and just let them sit out there, just out of the way. This would give you some access, like an access window. You unplug the reservoir, the coolant reservoir sensor. I guess it's a level sensor at the bottom. And then this deal, I'm not sure what that is. It's some kind of pump, but it's bolted up to the side over there. There's going to be an Allen screw, and it's super easy to remove. Just undo this Allen screw. This would give you plenty of clearance to work with, and put your hand in there. There's also going to be a bracket, a small metal bracket that was sitting there. I don't know what I've done with it. I got to find it. But anyway, yes, there's going to be a bracket. That's it. That's the bracket right there. Okay, so it's a single 10mm. I think you can access it from top or here, and I actually got it from here. You get a 10 out of the way and slide the bracket up on the coolant hose, and it's pretty much, you're gonna be fairly wide open. You can get your hand in there, and it can be all over. It can be all over it. So I'm gonna throw the sensor in and pray to BMW gods that that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it. I have a good feeling about it, and you know, we don't do feelings here, but I really feel good about it. Also, to make it get inside the intake easier and better, you know, as usual, we got a hog tool here on this O-ring, so it just pops in there and you're gonna be done. So I'll be back with you. Let me throw the sensor in. We're gonna connect it first, you know, put the connector on it, and then we're gonna insert the sensor and tighten those two Torx bolts. All right, I'll be back with you once I get the sensor in. Okay, the sensor is in, everything's hooked up, connected. Let me focus on the sensor. It's very easy. We are good to go on it at this point. So now what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna hook up that metal bracket with a single 10mm. I will show you how it goes together. I'm short in time today. I gotta get my kids from daycare now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up the bracket and hook up this pump thing back up. And probably I'm gonna install the expansion tank as well as the power steering reservoir back where they should go. And at this point, I'm gonna stop the video till tomorrow, and or maybe later today, and I will see. But this should fix the issue. Long story short, this is it. It's not terribly bad. It's gonna take a few minutes. I would say realistically, probably hour and a half, 2 hour job, start to finish, if you got skills, common sense, and tools. Also, what I see here is this wire is the wiring harness. It's rubbing against the structural piece. Probably some would call it frame. I don't think it's frame, but anyway, I'm gonna throw an edge guard on this just to make sure the wires don't rub through and don't shorten on this deal here. But it's gonna be, I'll show you as I go. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and install the bracket and install this thing right there, and we should be good to go. So I'm back. I got the positive cable back in its position. I got the edge guard right here so that the wires don't rub through the the sharp edges, and because this hose, I think it's pushing kind of on top of these wires. But now we're good to go. I got this plug back in. Make sure when you install the power steering reservoir, make sure it snaps in the bottom mount right there. It kind of slides in it, and here at this point, 2 10s tight, 10, 10. They're all tight. Everything's good to go. Good to go. I'm going to assemble the intake assembly in just a minute, and I believe we're good to go. All I need is just all the shielding on the side. I mean this splash shields, and at this point I should be good to go with this. But yeah, that should sum it up. I'll be back with you. I'll let you know what the final product looks like, how it runs, and I think this is it for a minute. I So I'm happy to report that this map sensor from the other side, it fixed my issue. I'm not getting drivetrain malfunction anymore. I've been driving the car for 2 days now, and it would have came out by now. So I decided to change the other sensor for the good measure, and I am trying to show you where the other sensor would be on the other side. I'm feeling really lazy today, so I'm trying. There's that sensor for the other side for the bank 1. That's the passenger side head. So what I'm doing right now is I removed this ABS unit. Not removed it, but I just kind of slid it to the side so it comes off these studs right there. And there's a 10mm there. There's another stud that it's sitting on right here. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. The idea is, and again I'm just being lazy, but the idea is just be able to, I'm gonna probably remove this as well. It's a couple 13s, to be able to slide my hand in there with the tool and just undo those 2 Torxes. I really don't feel like messing with the splash shield on the side. I will if I have to, but I don't feel like doing it. So I'm gonna let you know in just a minute. I'm gonna remove this, and ideally I got a little slack from the ABS unit pump, so ideally I probably will be able to access it from top. I really don't want to mess with the splash shield. It's hot. It's 102. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know here shortly. Yes, I'm able to get to it. I got this like a little wrench that I got from Home Depot a while back. This one is a Husky, and I got a tall bit. You can use a short bit. I just don't have a. It's a T20, and I pretty much can get my hand in there and just feel for the. Let's see if I can. Well, it's hard to see, but my hand's right there. Just feel for the bolt and get it undone. I got 1 bolt right here. The next one's coming off right now, so we'll be back once the sensor is out. The sensor, I pulled it up so I can access this security tab, the white tab. Pretty much push at the back of it and slide out, and the sensor is out. But it will stretch all the way to here, so you can actually work on it here. It's fairly accessible. So here's 2 sensors. The old one is on the left. It hasn't been throwing any codes, so I'll mark it as okay. I'll throw it in a box and just keep it just in case I need to test anything, because it should be a working sensor. But otherwise they look about identical, and yes, we should be ready to go back in with the new sensor.